who normally comes out for league games for a sum of 9 guineas a week, and he's got the toughest job in the business. He's the man whose blow of the whistle just interrupts the play. He takes abuse and vituperation, maligned constantly by the fans. No matter what he does, he can't be right. He's got the toughest job in soccer, perhaps in the world, on his hands here today. Well, it's the kickoff. Ferguson, who has come in for the suspended Collins Scenic Rangers, about to kick off. And it's McDonald coming in, incidentally. No, it isn't. It's Johnson, rather, inside left. Meantime, on the ball at the moment, Dave Smith, and it's going to be a struggle for midfield control today as Smith sends a long one up front. And for a throw into Rangers, Johnson taking it. Penman rushing in there for it, and already it's Rangers on the attack, and a ball kicked by for a corner to Rangers in the opening half minute of the game. Andy Penman of Rangers forcing that corner. I think we've had an injury already. One of the Celtic players lying down there injured at the moment. There goes trainer Neely Mochan on the field. Tragic that it should happen so early in such an early stage of the game. Less than 1 minute of play and an injury already. We hope it's not too serious. And there goes a well-flighted one right into the... And Fallon is deputizing for Simpson today. The injured... Punched that one out nicely to Johansson, the Great Dane of Rangers, getting in, and no trouble there for Fallon. Fallon, who's really come into his own lately when he came in for Simpson. Nice punt down left side of the field there as Johansson tips it by for a throw-in to Celtic. And it's Chalmers, long one right into the box. And it looks like a corner forced there. It is McKinnon conceding a corner. And Celtic's turn now. And the thing here is that Billy McNeil, the giant-sized center half of Celtic, normally comes up to get his head near it. And he's done it. He's done just that. Done just that. And scored a goal in 2 minutes and 20 seconds. 2 minutes and 20 seconds of the game. McNeil comes up there for one of his traditionally famous headers and clumps it right into the corner to leave a stunned Martin in the Rangers' net. 2 minutes, 20 seconds of play, and Celtic take the lead already. Well, this is a turn-up for the book. A game that couldn't be predicted to score in advance, but with a start like that, Celtic must be in with a shot now. Auld now, the playmaker and midfield general, losing it now, and flyaway now from Johnson. Rangers really, and there goes Martin, Fallon rather. Dangerous dive there at the feet. Clearing his lines nicely. Gregg of Rangers now taking the throw in on the far side. Gregg to Ferguson, Rangers center. Willie Henderson. Auld for Celtic. Long through one, but I think Martin is there first, and he is. Tremendous tension here at Hampden Park. Ferguson going up with his head with Auld, and it breaks for Penman of Rangers to Henderson of Rangers. Henderson on the ball now, and he's nearly through, almost through, can't get a shot away. He takes a dive. I think the referee has called the play back for a foul well outside the penalty box on this occasion. He didn't call that particular incident there. He's called it well back for a foul on Henderson before he took that tumble. Well, too far for a scoring chance in this one anyway, but dangerous position as Gregg and Dave Smith. It is Smith, in fact. Dave Smith of Rangers lines up to flight it over into the box. Away it goes, and it's Johnson couldn't get there, and Auld clearing for Celtic. Auld to Lennox, but it breaks, in fact, for Johansson. This time this kick. There Penman now to Ferguson. Auld. Free kick, and it's Gemmell to take it. Gemmell, who loves to play upfield and overlap onto the wing as much as playing a tight game of defense. He just loves his goals and loves his game. There it goes. Gregg's head collects it, but it's Wallace that it breaks for. Wallace has scored more goals than any other Celtic player for Celtic recently against Rangers. Throw in to Rangers. Deep in their own end, and it's Matheson of Rangers to Persson. Brogan, Wallace. Wallace not quite getting it away, and the ball breaking out for Gamble. Terrific header there for Dana. Ball breaking out for Auld in the wing, and Auld going right round in the wing. McKinnon, I think, fouling him in the corner. No, the referee's letting it go and calling it a by kick. By kick for Rangers. This could be a game that's determined, in fact, by an inspired touch of brilliance. Rangers should have been ready for that one, that header of McNeil's when he scored in the second minute of the game. They know he always comes up for corners. They let it go and paid the penalty. The score at the moment, 1-0 after roughly 6 minutes of play. And it's Bobby Murdoch on the ball. Murdoch to Connolly, and now to Wallace, breaking out to the wing. Wallace being tackled by Smith there, and Wallace gets his crossover, and a very good one. Gregg clears, and it's Ferguson. McNeil clearing for Celtic there, and there's a scramble around midfield. That's where the action will be. Wallace now right out on the wing, and in the clear, unmarked, getting his crossover. Dangerous one, but over and behind the goal mouth, and a free kick to Rangers. Marvin of Rangers. Not much wind today, and all the kicks giving quite a velocity behind them. There's a dangerous one down there as the Rangers forwards breaks. Person on it, been tackled by Craig. Person goes down and Craig breaks, and it's a foul, in fact, against Person, who went down there. Free kick for Celtic, right in their own penalty box. And Bobby Murdoch on the ball at the moment, player of the year for Celtic. He was nominated earlier, and Fallon taking that one. It breaks, I think, for Lennox, and Gregg going up. Gregg gets it. And it's Connolly. Connolly. Now Johnson of Rangers. Henderson streaking down the wing, right in the clear there. Going to try for a cross. I think he gets it over, but Brogan, who missed it, in fact, conceded the corner on that one, but at least was in the right place at the right time. In fact, yes, it was Brogan. He was there, muffed it, but at least cleared it. Otherwise, it might have been a goal. Here comes the corner from Henderson for Rangers. Cleared there nicely by McNeil, but it breaks again, and I think the ball going by for a corner kick. Another one to Rangers. This time being taken from this side by Percentage. A short one to left back Matheson. Cross, and Gemmell clearing there. Gemmell to Auld. Auld, Gregg, Rangers skipper, on the ball at the moment. To Person, and in fact, Person with his hands up, conceding a foul there. Free kick coming up for Celtic. Craig back. And it's not a particularly good one coming to Penman of Rangers. Thump down there, but I think McNeil, no danger there as Fallon moves in. And Celtic keep possession. Fallon to Gemmell. Gemmell up to Wallace. A nice head flick from Wallace. Didn't quite make it. Smith of Rangers now. Ferguson. Ferguson not going in quite fast enough there as the ball is scored by McNeil. Gemmell, heads going up with Henderson. Ferguson, and now Brogan for Celtic. Right up to Chalmers, and a foul there against Chalmers, actually, for high boot up alongside of McKinnon, and the kick being taken by John Gregg of Rangers. The score 1-0 for Celtic after 9 minutes of play. Dangerous moment there too, but Fallon in and thumps it right down again where he thinks it ought to be. The ball breaking to Gregg. The safe way out for Gregg. Back to Martin in goal. I think that goal, in fact, might settle both teams there. Relieve the tension to some extent just at the moment. Ferguson of Rangers. To Person of Rangers, still on it. Trying to get, he's got a very lethal shot. Person if he can get it away, but this time he can't. There's Penman's lost it now to Brogan. Brogan breaks clear with that nice pass to Gemmell, and Gemmell clears the lines, Celtic's lines, as McKinnon and Gregg and Lennox, the fastest man on the field, race for it. McKinnon breaks with it. and is in possession at the moment. Long thump down the wing this time, and it's 4 breaks for Celtic, as Auld gets a kind of wild boot on that one. Chalmers, Smith of Rangers picking it up to Penman now. Penman trying to open up the game for Rangers, trailing by that one goal. It's now Henderson of Rangers. And Henderson taken out there on the far side by Bobby Murray. Shy for Rangers. Throw there. Henderson doesn't quite get to it, and I think it's Gemmell. A bad header there from Gemmell for a moment. And Murdoch in this dangerous moment for Celtic, looking a little awkward. And it's Murdoch, in fact, who I think is managing to break clear. Now it's Auld of Celtic. Murdoch broke that play up, and now Auld in charge at the moment. Auld to Chalmers. Auld screaming for it, but I think he's offside. Yes, the linesman's flag is up. And Bertie Auld offside on that one. This, the 84th Scottish Cup final since the series was introduced in 1873. Martin of Rangers, a long thump down the field where McNeil gets his head to it. McKinnon now, Rangers, and now the ball breaking off Person for a throw-in by Jim Craig of Celtic. Chalmers, Lennox, now Connolly. Murdoch, I think, has lost it to Person. He's being harried all the way by Craig. Gregg collecting for Rangers and trying to get rid of it, but it breaks for Connolly of Celtic. A bad pass by Gregg there as Connolly thumps it right in front for Wallace. A scoring chance here, all his own, and he's almost there. Almost there. He missed that net by inches. Just at a moment's flash, it is in fact breaking for a corner for Celtic. Wallace, tremendous chance there. Not too good a chance. He had to be very nippy, and he nearly grabbed it to make it 2-0 for Celtic. The score at the moment 1-0 as Lennox goes over to the corner flag to crack over another corner for Celtic. And as Martin gets his hands to it in flight, and away it goes down, where there's a lone Ranger up there at the moment, Johnson, and it's collected by Craig of Celtic. Challenged, Connolly of Celtic. Smith. And Smith to Johnson, and Johnson, if he can get moving, could do something here, but and the referee Callahan moving in there to call a foul. Incident between Brogan and Johnson as Johnson went down. Andy Penman handling the ball now and trying to evaluate the situation in front of him. Can he do anything to level up the score now? John Gregg, too, waving as the captain of Rangers, waving his hands. A game that's got tension as an undercurrent right throughout the whole thing. Something of a cauldron, this, at Hampden Park here. And it could bubble over any moment if there are any incidents on the field. So far, it hasn't been done. Penman slow one in, and a header there, which is picked up by Fallon, in fact, of Celtic. Brogan. And Brogan clearing all the way down to Chalmers, well positioned there. And McKinnon heads out for a throw-in to Celtic, just at the halfway line. Craig of Celtic. Craig to Wallace. Wallace tips a header over there, but not picked up by Connolly, so it's Penman now. Penman's turn for Rangers throw. And Ferguson, bad one there. Referee moving in for a foul by Brogan on Ferguson. Free kick for Rangers. Domination in midfield is what's going to be what counts probably before the game is over. Mathens across to Person, that's one goal, and stop. Fallon right on the ball there. Fallon right on it. Person nearly tipped that one in there. And a little incident around the goal mouth, but Fallon was on it. Could very easily have let that one past him. And the referee calling for attention now. Neely Mochan running out to give Fallon a little attention in that goal mouth scramble there. Very dangerous moment. And it's heads up there by Wallace and McKinnon. McKinnon gets to it again with Ferguson, no, it's a foul there. Murdoch is down. Murdoch is down. I think Ferguson involved in that incident. Protests from the Celtic players about the incident, and Ferguson, I think, getting a slight pep talk from the referee, either that or trying to explain away the incident as Murdoch lies stretched out on the turf with two trainers in attendance. Well, a free kick then to Celtic with Billy McNeil on the ball. McKinnon going up for it along with Wallace. McKinnon, I think, won that one, but Craig gets it in for Chalmers. No, it's Wallace again, but it's cleared by Smith. And Gemmell lobs another one in there for Martin to collect an aerial one. Martin's on it. And a thump right down to the other end of the park where there's only Ferguson and Gemmell's on it. Gregg, Smith, Dave Smith of Rangers. He's lost it now to Chalmers, but the referee calling a foul as Chalmers lets one go just after the whistle. Referee Callahan on the play has whistled up for a foul, and the kick will be taken by John Gregg of Rangers. Ferguson going up, but it's McNeil's head that gets the ball, and Auld on it, and Wallace now. Gregg trying to get these lines moving, and a dangerous moment there as Craig did a glancing header there to concede a corner to Rangers. Andy Penman of Rangers, inside forward, going over to thump it over. The score after 18 and a half minutes play now. Celtic 1, Rangers nothing. And Penman about to crack over this corner. And Fallon's on it. Nice clutch there by Fallon. And here's Johansson of Rangers and Lennox in a little tussle. Lennox breaks clear. Perhaps the fastest, probably the fastest man in the field, Lennox, but he's not away yet. And there he goes again. But got down. I think the referee's let it go. And Smith of Rangers now, Dave Smith, drives it up for Ferguson, their center forward. Oh, coming back to McNeil, center half of Celtic. And Ferguson going in hard, but not quite fast enough there as Brogan cleared his lines first. Murdoch now on the ball for Celtic. Auld of Celtic. And McKinnon stopping that dangerous play there. McKinnon up again. Penman now. Henderson of Rangers, and there's a threat to Celtic at all. It could be from Henderson, and he's brought down there by Brogan. The referee is taking out his black book. Brogan, of course, has been involved in one or two so far in this game. Out comes the black book. Smith of Rangers is doing a little talking to the referee, but dismissed immediately with a peremptory wave of the hand. And into the black book goes Brogan's name. Just at the moment, Gregg lets one go, a free kick for Rangers. It's Johnson on the ball. Ferguson, rather, can't quite get it too high, and it's casually over the bar there for a free kick, a goal kick, rather, to Celtic. And up for it go Dave Smith and Wallace. Wallace gets it, but in fact the ball breaks for Matheson of Rangers. A long one down to Ferguson at center. Person of Rangers. Craig chasing and harrowing there. The ball's over though, and Johnson can't get there. Gemmell did for Celtic. Clears his lines to Wallace, and Wallace clears in turn. They're up front. Chalmers and McKinnon collects that race for the ball. Martin of Rangers now. And Johnston and Brogan collecting to Murdoch, to Gemmell. Gemmell with the strongest shot in the game, thumps it away down with a fast-running Lennox, in fact, is on it. Challenged by McKinnon, and he drops a nasty one in there at Martin. Bouncing ball. Martin, no real trouble for him, and up it goes. To the far end of the field. And Gemmell, in fact, header there to Chalmers. To Auld now. Auld of Celtic. I think the ball was over the line, though, for a free kick to Rangers. For a throw-in, rather, to Rangers on the far side. Johansson of Rangers, the Danish right back to Penman. Broken up by Murdoch. Now McKinnon. Now Lennox. McKinnon rather on the ball now. High one up there. No one will win games up this way except by mistakes, the high area ones. And down goes Henderson, but I think faking it that time, and Connolly's on the ball for Celtic. Johansson of Rangers. Gemmell of Celtic. Auld, Murdoch. And now Dave Smith of Rangers. To Johnson. Johnson on the ball. Almost through, and the line cleared there. By Brogan came in there to stop an almost certain point-blank shot to the net from Johnson. Rangers top marksman at the moment. The most dangerous man probably in the Rangers team. The man who's going. Now on the far side, Andy Penman on the corner. Rangers still trailing 1-0 at the end of roughly 23 minutes. And McNeil, I think, conceding a throw in there, and it's John Gregg on it. Right in front to Ferguson, and the ball breaking for a free kick to Celtic. As Celtic's trainer, Willie Muffin, trots on again. I think it's Murdoch down again. At this stage we can't see. That's twice he's hit the deck so far. It is Murdoch. He's a player that Celtic can ill afford to lose. Nominated Player of the Year this season by the Sports Writers of Scotland. Right over the midfield line. McKinnon's head on it. Ball breaking to Dave Smith of Rangers. And it's Johnson, Rangers danger man up there. Challenge. Two defenders challenging. It's Gemmell. In fact, who clears. And throw in on the far side now to Celtic. A little tussle there for a moment between Gemmell and Johnston. But it's all blown over. And Auld of Celtic, one of the veterans of the Celtic squad, one of the brainiest of their players, playmaker. Auld takes that throw, gets it up to Chalmers, and McKinnon tips it out for another throw-in. Looks like Chalmers. No, it's all coming up, in fact, to take it, I think, from Chalmers, pleading for the ball. And Chalmers moving in. Auld then to Chalmers. And that throw. Chalmers clear. And a corner given away there by McKinnon. Dangerous position, that one. Another corner to Celtic. And it looks like Auld about to take it. Auld is just the kind of player I think that Celtic needed for this game. All the craft and guile and cunning. So he may have lost a yard or so in speed over the years, but he's got all the brains that can control the game. And there goes his corner kick now. A really dangerous one right in front there. Martin punches out. Auld gets another crack at it. Martin's up again. The ball breaks. It's in! And it's in fact, but the referee's called it back. Chalmers belted it in there for what looked like a 2-0 score for Celtic, but referee Callan has called it a foul. And in fact, it's going to be a free kick for Rangers instead of a 2-0 margin for Celtic. Now the action really hepping up. As pulled down badly there by McKinnon. The referee, I think, going to give McKinnon a little pep talk there. I think it looks like Auld that's down at the moment. 30 Auld of Celtic. Yes, it is. Intention from the trainer. It just takes one or two incidents like this to make the whole stadium erupt here. The most tense match of the season. In fact, indeed, perhaps for many seasons, as the old firm rivals, Rangers and Celtic, meet. Each of them with 19 cup finals, cup wins to their credit. Each of them looking for the 20th. Celtic leading at the moment, 1-0, as Gemmell lobs it into Rangers' goal mouth. And a corner there for Celtic, but I think the linesman, in fact, indicating a goal kick. So far, I think we're still waiting for some of the classic play that can be expected of these two teams, suffering just a moment, both sides, I think, from an overdose perhaps of nerves. McNeil, Smith of Rangers, Penman to breaks for Murdoch, and Murdoch slaps a fast one up to Lennox, and Lennox racing for it. I don't know if he can get to that touchline as McKinnon touches it over for a throw-in to Celtic. Lennox grabs it quickly to Auld. Auld now Murdoch on it. Murdoch to Lennox. Celtic beginning to swing and move now. Smith, bad pass that one as Smith grabs it, collects it. Smith still in possession, and to Henderson, and Henderson's tackled there, and still Celtic on the ball. Martin, Rangers goalie, and a long high one right down the field for Ferguson, and we haven't seen a great deal of yet so far in this game for Rangers. He's been well bottled up by McNeil, as McNeil took him again there and just belted that ball out for a throw into Rangers. Person of Rangers, it looks in fact as if the referees decided to declare that one a free kick, and here is John Gregg, Rangers skipper, to Matheson, left back of Rangers. Matheson getting a lob in there. It breaks for Penman, and Brogan clears. Lennox, Auld, and Henderson, in fact, I think bringing down Auld there, but the referee decides to call that a throw-in to Celtic on the far side. Gemmell moving up casually now, feeling, I think, that they've got a grip in this game at last. Taking his time, the veteran of many a European campaign, Gemmell, and I think probably the first of the really great attacking backs in football, a style which was introduced by Celtic, their attacking game, by manager Jock Stein. Celtic now on a hunt down into the corners. Chalmers goes in with McKinnon. McKinnon clears his lines, and I think a foul perhaps called there against Chalmers as McKinnon hits the deck. Yes, the referee pep talk to Chalmers on that one. Well, a free kick then to Rangers, and Rangers skipper John Gregg on the ball, about to take it. Looking for some support up front. Long thumping one, but it's gone right out the park on the far side. Linesman's flag up. Bad one for Gregg, that just to boot it right out of the park on a free kick of that kind. And Tommy Gemmell, I think, clamoring for the ball on the far side. He wants to take the throw, and the boys, in fact, having a little discussion about it. Brogan takes it, in fact, to Brogan to Lennox. Breaks, in fact, now to Murdoch of Celtic. Connolly to Lennox, and he couldn't get to quite control it, and McKinnon clears to Ferguson. Connolly now of Celtic. Smith moving in. Almost got it away, and the ball breaks off Smith there for a throw-in to Celtic. Craig on the ball. Craig to Wallace, but it's Matheson that collects Ferguson, and now Connolly thumps a long one up for the runners, Celtic's front runners, to go for it. In fact, Lennox is moving in really fast. McKinnon gets a boot to it, but it's now Matheson of Rangers. I think the ball's out. It is. Linesman's flag up, and the play called back for a throw-in to Celtic, deep in the Rangers' end. Wallace now to Craig. Back to Wallace. A nice, smart one there. A very smart snapshot there from Wallace. A long one. Could have been useful. And now Rangers' turn now as Ferguson breaks it, gets it one down for Johnson, the speed man of the Rangers forward line, but McNeil gets there first, clears his lines quite neatly. Johnson taking the throw in for Rangers to, I think, Smith of Rangers. There it goes. To Gregg now, and a chance for Gregg to belt one here. He does, but rebound missed there by Ferguson as he raced and rebound off Fallon. Ferguson with a chance, couldn't make it, and Fallon now in control and thumbing the ball up. Rangers now having a turn at attacking as Johansson gives it to Henderson. Henderson just hasn't come into his own. Dangerous one over there from Henderson, but Fallon grasped it nicely, and away it goes. Up front now, it's Chalmers and McKinnon and Tussle. The ball breaking for Chalmers. Chalmers to Connolly. Connolly right down the wing there where Chalmers is running for it. Got it, I think. McKinnon, two of them there at the shoulder charges, and the referee calling that one back. And I think both Chalmers and McKinnon went in there with shoulders lunging, but the ball, free kick, awarded to Rangers. Person now has moved into almost towards center. Matheson of Rangers, and a throw in to Rangers. Dave Smith there urgently clamoring to the ball boy for it. Goes to Person. Smith. Conley challenging. And Smith can't quite get away, and he eventually gets his kick away. There's Person losing it now in turn to Wallace. Wallace, a lovely pass from Wallace there to all clear there out in the left wing. Johansson tackling, but the ball breaks for Murdoch. In fact, he's been moving up behind there. Very nice tactics from Murdoch. And again, out to Auld on the wing. Celtic moving up now. Auld slipping on the turf there, couldn't get away, couldn't get a kick away, and clearing the ball out for a throw-in to Rangers on the far side. Johansson, Rangers right back, taking it. Celtic having their turn there for Rangers in after a little counter-attack from Rangers, but so far it's been Celtic really dominating the game so far. Not by any outstanding margin, but still slightly on top. Craig now, the header back to goalie, safely, comfortably, and Fallon's turn to thump it back down the park again. Johansson gets his head to that one, but it's a throw into Celtic. Gemmell. Gemmell in no hurry now. Celtic leading by 1-0. A goal scored in the first couple of minutes of the game. Header from Billy McNeil. Now it's a chance for Rangers. Swedish outside left, international Person to Dave Smith of Rangers. Tips it out to the wing where left back Matheson comes following up and couldn't get his cross away. He wasn't quick enough as Craig moved in very snappily there and knocked the ball out for a throw in to Rangers. Smith taking it. Smith then to Matheson. Matheson, Smith again, and Smith gets his cross. No, it's blocked in turn. Almost got away. Brogan blocking it there. And referee Callahan, I think, wondering just what the problem is with Matheson down there, who took a tumble on that one. And throw into Rangers then. Dave Smith. Brogan of Celtic. Matheson with a chance of a shot here. Couldn't get a shot in. And a long one from Gregg there. Too high, not quite hard enough. And the ball breaking. A tussle now. McKinnon and Chalmers. That's a very nice head flick there from Chalmers to the running Lennox, but McKinnon was there first with the pass back to Martin. Martin to Johansson now. And Johansson's long one up to Ferguson. And it's McNeil of Celtic clearing his lines there from the threat of Rangers spearhead center Ferguson. Andy Penman of Rangers throw in far side. Ferguson. Oh, dangerous one there. Fallon's drive, in fact, gets down to Johansson. It was Johansson, in fact, whose goal bumped Celtic out the cup final on a previous encounter between these two clubs. That's Johansson on the ball at the moment. And Gemmell. Gemmell, long one down there. I think just a bit too far for his forwards, and it trickles back for a goal kick to Rangers. Gregg. Murdoch going up there by Henderson. Now Ferguson. Penman. Rangers. Henderson on the run and down the wing towards the flag. Ready for his crossover. Here it comes, but I think it's wild and over. There's too much. It was being very closely pursued there by Gemmell. In the meantime, the Celtic choir really at work on You'll Never Walk Alone. By way of syncopation from the other Rangers and some whistling syncopation as the choirs break out into action. The team is still locked here, not at level pegging. Celtic still at one goal up. It's Ferguson and McNeil on the hunt for the ball there. McNeil tapping it out for a throw into Celtic. Ferguson to Person. Person's kicked it there. Goal kick to Celtic. And Fallon's goal kick there, actually going right out for a throw to Rangers. Johansson, Kai Johansson, the Right back for Rangers. Taking it up towards Ferguson. But in fact, Brogan's there. Heads it out. Henderson on it now. Henderson back to Johansson. Johansson went into the middle. Rangers want if Ferguson get his head on it there, and he does, but McNeil's standing there like a great tower of strength in the middle, clearing. And Auld now. Auld did well to control that one. The ball breaking. Throw in to Celtic. Gemmell on it. Lennox running in for the pass. Ran too fast. Back to Gemmell, and Gemmell thumps one, but the wind curls it round here. And Connolly got his head to that one for Craig to nick it up. And they're running for it. Chalmers and Martin gets there first. Challenged by Chalmers. Martin boots it right back down the park where it came from. All going up along with Ferguson. Ferguson to Penman. Penman to Smith. Smith now up towards Johnson. Johnson hasn't been getting the share of the ball so far that he perhaps deserves, and by way of support from his colleagues up front and Rangers forward line. Celtic settling to a slightly better game. Referee, incidentally, calling an offside play. There's the linesman's flag went up and bringing roars of indignation. In fact, I think it's a free kick, signaling for an offense, leaving most of the stadium a little curious as to what it was. It happened off the ball. Free kick to Celtic. Gemmell. Johansson on a missed kick there, but Rangers still keep possession, and it's Henderson now. Henderson to Ferguson. And it breaks for Brogan, who's having a pretty nice game today. Brogan steady. And there's Lennox on the ball now, rounding Matheson, but thumps it into the middle. But there's no one there except McKinnon of Rangers to clear it. Gregg now. Gregg right down for Johnson. Lovely header from Johnson. From Ferguson back to Johnson. Johnson, a terrible missed kick there. He had his chance, had his moment to button up the game just with a few minutes before the halftime whistle. About 2.5 minutes to go, excluding injury time. And a goal kick at the moment to Celtic. Murdoch, Wallace, back to Murdoch, but I think Penman's there first. Penman way out to the wing to Henderson, but the half-pint-sized Henderson, no match for Gemmell on those high ones. Gemmell of Celtic clearing. It's now Brogan to Gemmell again. Gemmell just clearing the lines now. That one goal advantage is going to be very useful if they have it when they turn around for the second half. McKinnon of Rangers. To Johansson. Johansson being closely marked there by Auld. Roll breaks to Smith. Smith and a wild one from him. I think it's gathered by Person, who just managed to hold it in there to Matheson, but a bad pass back and it puts Lennox in the clear. Straight in, he can go. He's very fast as Lennox. Scoring chance, and it's there. And it's there from the same angle that McNeil scored his header. Lennox. Bad pass back there from Bresson, and in fact a sort of missed kick too from there. And the same corner of the net after roughly 44 minutes of play of the first half. Only a minute or so left of the first half. Celtic take a 2-0 lead over Rangers in this, the Scottish Cup final here at Hampden Park. Henderson of Rangers. Broken up by Murdoch in midfield there for Celtic. And now Celtic rolling along like steamrollers. They've got the sense of victory. All going down the wing there, challenged by Smith and going right in. Still traveling. I think Smith's got him. No, all is still clear. Pass back. And here's another scoring chance coming up. As Lennox blasts one over the bar. In fact, it was Wallace that belted it there. Wallace on that one. Gregg. And here's a terrible mistake there by John Gregg. Lets Conley in. He just dribbles it in. Gregg must have been out of his and lets in Conley. Dribbling on Martin to make it 3-0 for Celtic. Just on the halfway mark, just a second before the 45-minute whistle for halftime. Three nothing then for Celtic. Oh, just as we reach the halfway stage then, I don't think there's a team anywhere in the world that can spot Celtic 3 goals and recover them in 45 minutes. So it looks very much, even at this stage, at halftime, as if it's very much Celtic's game. They may now settle down to a display of the arts and crafts and skills of football with the tension relieved. There goes the whistle for halftime, and the score at the end of 45 minutes, 3-0 for Celtic, with goals from McNeil, Lennox, and Conley. Well-taken kick there. Henderson lifts one in, but misses. A dangerous spot for him. Could have banged that in. Near the corner, it might have made it. Rangers, of course, must go all out in attack now. 3 goals down, and a colossal margin to overcome. Celtic sitting on the threshold of yet another major trophy. They've collected 11 of them in 4 years since, in fact, John Jockstein arrived to take command of the club and take them 2 years ago to European Cup triumph. Wallace now of Celtic, head flick forward there to Chalmers, cleared by McKinnon, down to Person, to Johnson, to Matheson, and now Smith of Rangers, and Fallon moving in, and no trouble, clearing his lines. Smith of Rangers on it, but Conley takes it. And a slap up the wing there for Lennox on a run. Gregg takes him out of the play. Throw in 2 Rangers on the far side. Lennox on the ball. Conley. Lennox again. And I think the referee calling a foul there against Gregg of Rangers. And Conley, I think, about to take the kick. Big jam up in the box there as McKinnon's head comes up first to take it. Auld of Celtic now. Wallace. And another chance now, and Lennox lets one go, and it rebounds off a melee of players for a corner to Celtic. And Auld outside left today for Celtic. Coming over to take the corner kick and looking quite comfortable, confident, and even slightly cocky there. Just kneeing the ball up there, spotting it down nicely, and in no great hurry at all, with that 3-goal lead in their favor. Nice cross, dangerous. Penman on it to Henderson now. Some nice dribbling from Henderson. Long one up for Johnson of Rangers, and very fast Johnson, but he's taken out of the play there by Craig. Throw into Rangers. Johnson on the ball to Matheson. Rangers. Neil clearing, heading it away. Comes to Murdoch, but Murdoch didn't get possession there. Johansson now of Rangers. Person of Rangers. Person lets one go, a hard one. Blocked in turn. Blocked by Brogan there. Penman's turn now. Penman lets one of his rockets go. Tremendous shot, and there goes Henderson's turn now, and it's wide. Rangers just raising their game a little now. Celtic settling themselves down to a fairly smart game. The 3 goals that they've had so far haven't been really as a result of the usual slick pattern of Celtic playmaking, but they're there anyway. And it's still in play. Brogan going back. A header back to Fallon. Dangerous, but effective. And Fallon back to Brogan. It breaks for Chalmers. Neat piece of headwork there from Chalmers to Auld, to Lennox, to Wallace. Wallace back to Lennox again, and Lennox still on Wallace on it now. Auld. Johansson moves in for the tackle. Breaks for Gemmell of Celtic. Murdoch of Celtic. Lennox. And a chance here for Lennox to nip in there, and it's for Auld. In fact, he lets the shot go, and Martin. The best save of the game, certainly, from Martin there, and a shot from Auld. Up goes McNeil to take the ball away from Johnson. Both reaching with their heads. Dave Smith to McKinnon, to Gregg of Rangers, and now to Ferguson. And the ball breaking for a throw-in to Celtic. He picks Lennox. Lennox back to Gemmell. And Gemmell's cross, but it's a low one. Gregg to Penman. Boots up there. Neil manages to clear it way down the Rangers' end and throw in two Rangers. And Brogan down again with an injury, involved in another little tussle there. And I think that looks like Celtic, no doubt, sending out a substitute. Manager Jockstein standing by, and they're going to bring on John Clark now. John Clark, one of the Lions of Lisbon for Celtic, one of the men with the European Cup medal, trots out in place of Brogan, who's done a splendid job so far for Celtic in their 3-0 lead at the moment. Conley now. Wallace. Craig Person of Rangers collecting. Clark gets his first touch of the ball and belts it straight up towards Lennox. Doesn't quite make it. Johansson picks it to Henderson. And Gallo called back there for a foul on Henderson. Henderson looking a little dispirited just at the moment. It's a false free kick away there. It's brought back. Johansson to Henderson. Henderson on the run now. Right down towards the flag, getting his crossover. There it goes. It's a bit too far. Too far for Ferguson. He's been running around wildly in circles around the Celtic penalty area to not much effect. And there, the ball cleared by right back Craig. The throw into Celtic, to Rangers rather. Gregg taking it to Person. Murdoch now taking it away from Person, but it's Dave Smith who gathers. Smith's cross, dangerous one, and the head goes up. Johnson's head, but Fallon's hands just reach out that extra inch to collect it, and it's now that's Birdie all the way down the wing. All chased by Penman. And all going all the way to the flag as Penman takes him. And what looked like a bad-tempered flurry turned out to be an exchange of handshakes there. Martin now taking a goal kick for Rangers. Penman and Henderson slightly getting tangled up there. Wallace to Matheson, in fact. Breaks for Matheson of Rangers. To Person. And it looks like a free kick there against Celtic on the far side. Rangers clamoring for the ball. And Dave Smith, I think, about to take this one. The lob into the middle. But no one there to get it collected. Connolly to Murdoch. Murdoch sends it up. There's a little pushing and shoving going on between Gregg and Chalmers. Referee calling the play back, and it's a foul in Rangers' favor against Chalmers, it would be. So therefore, Gregg now. Gregg to Henderson. And the referee waving play on there. Martin comes well out of his penalty box. Gregg collecting. McKinnon. Terrible pass there from McKinnon. That's Conley away now. He's got support only from Chalmers up front, but he could maybe do a dipsy-doodle around McKinnon here, but he's having to pull back now. Passed over, meant for the wing, but collected by Smith. Smith to Ferguson. Ferguson to Johnston. A chance for Johnston to Person, and here's a chance for Person. He can recover, but he can't, and Clark moves in to break up a very dangerous moment there for Celtic. To Murdoch now. And Murdoch's nearly away. Penman breaking up the play. Penman to Smith of Rangers. And Clark, Celtic. Chalmers. Greg, long run back by Greg there to gather. And advance upfield to see where he should put it. And he's put it in the worst possible place. He's given it away there. Right up front, and a drive that Martin managed to stop from the foot of Lennox as Lennox raced in for the kill there. Nearly making it 4-0 for Celtic. Wonderful save from Martin on that one. He's had a couple of good ones today, saves. He's had a few cannonballs fired at him. That one from Lennox, which nearly made the score Celtic 4, Rangers nothing. Corner kick now, Bertie Auld moving in to take it. Auld, of course, one of the veterans and the old heads in the Celtic lineup today, along with John Clark, who's just come on as substitute for the injured Bogan. It goes Ald's corner, head up, there's Martin's fist on that one. The ball bouncing by for a goal kick to Rangers. One chance now. The Rangers after that goal kick from Martin. It's Person. Lethal shot if he can ever get near enough to get it away, but so far he hasn't had that chance. It's the next one, and a chance there, an overhead kick from Johnson over the bar. At least a fighting attempt. Johnson, one of the more spirited members of the Rangers forward line, which otherwise has looked very uncomfortable today. And Celtic, of course, despite the fact that their reputation is for attack, they've still got a very stout iron curtain defense when they need to turn it on. They don't even have to do that today. They're in there looking for goals now and still are. They haven't put up the shutters at all. They're still moving and forging ahead. Rangers having a very uncomfortable time of it. They haven't taken charge in midfield, nor even indeed up front. They've been unhappy in defense. There's Gregg, for instance, letting a bad one bounce around there. Smith really hasn't taken charge of his area of the field. Person, a moment, a few flashes. Johnson now of Rangers, and down he goes. And I think Johnson is about to, well, somebody I think was going to have to have his name in the book for that one. Johnson was brought down there, then a new piece of retaliation from him. And Callahan, I think, trying to keep the passions low now, because this game with a 3-0 margin looks to be pretty well settled, cut and dry. It would be a great pity if the cauldron bubbled over at this stage. Sometimes the Rangers, in fact frequently, the Rangers-Celtic encounters involve a tension that's as tight that you could cut with a knife, rather. And in fact, you couldn't cut it with a knife, your fingers would be too nervous. Dave Smith now of Rangers about to take this free kick. There it goes. Fallon's up for it. Right on his game now, Fallon. Recovered all the confidence that he ever needed for an encounter such as this. Left footer, too, all the way down for McKinnon to head back into the Celtic penalty area. Here's Penman now, challenged by Wallace. And corner kick now for Rangers. Person moving out to take it. And it's been wasted, I'm afraid. It looked all right, but no Ranger in there to pop it in the net at the right time, right place. Fallon to Craig and back to Fallon. Hansen of Rangers, Penman of Rangers, Murdoch of Celtic collecting. Lennox, Celtic, Gregg tackling in there. Gemmell driving one into Rangers area there. Wallace slightly wild and erratic on that one. McKinnon clearing his lines. A throw into Celtic on the far side. Craig taking this shy, and it's a long, hard one right into the middle. And it goes by, I think, for a corner to Celtic. Yes, McKinnon's head clearing his lines there. He had to concede a corner. I think it's Conley who's taking it. Yes, Conley taking it. And this time, throw into Rangers. And repeat for them with Smith taking it this time. Smith to Person. Right down for Ferguson. And the linesman's flag up there for offside to pull back Johnson from a possible scoring threat. Craig back to goalie Fallon. And the clamor of triumph from the Celtic end already beginning to mount. The son of Rangers, Clark, Celtic, now Chalmers, Celtic, and Wallace to Auld. Auld to Gemmell, who's come right up here, one of his attacking roles for the moment, and a very dangerous one from him, and it looks like another one off the post. Off the post. A real misunderstanding there on the part of the Rangers defense. And the way things have been happening around that Rangers net now, today's score could have been a barrow load. Might have been 6 in by now. So far, only 3. Conley now taking this corner from the right wing for Celtic. Ball breaking to Person. Person still on it. Cross to Henderson. And Henderson brought down by Gemmell. And the referee calling a foul on that one. One of those things. Pat in the head from the giant Gemmell, their old experienced colleagues in the Scottish international team. But Henderson's away now. This time went to Johnson. And Fallon reaches up, collects, and away down the park it goes now for Celtic's forwards to race up. It's Chalmers and Lennox and McKinnon, in fact, of Rangers clearing. The real fight, the real punch seems to have gone out of the Rangers team, who in fact have managed to record 3 wins against this Celtic team this season. Celtic have beaten Rangers twice in the League Cup. Rangers have won both league matches, and Rangers in fact pipped Celtic with depleted resources in both teams in the Glasgow Cup semi-final. But today, there's no question about it. It's Celtic's day at the moment, and the Scottish Cup looks, at this stage even, as if it's already in the bag. For Rangers, of course, there's another one down. Down goes, is it Lennox who's down? Injured. And Gregg, in fact, nursing a sore ankle at the same time. 2 of them out. The game still hasn't boiled over, thank goodness. In the penalty box is where the action is now, but Martin's up on it. And once again, down towards Johnson of Rangers. McNeil clearing it right back up again. And Martin of Rangers to Matheson, the left back, to Smith, the wing half, back to Matheson again. Conley to back off Matheson for a throw-in to Celtic. Smith up towards Person. Conley, but Person's still there. Penman of Rangers, we haven't seen him for about 10 minutes in this game. Gemmell's lob right up front. Here comes Lennox now on it. He's got support over there from Chalmers if he can get to whip the ball across, but he's lost his chance now. Into the corner with it, where Greg tackles and takes the ball takes possession for Johansson to gather. And Johansson right up now to Ferguson. Ferguson out to Smith on the wing there. And Smith just useless pass into Clark. Clark breaking up Rangers threat there. Johansson, the ball bouncing off there in midfield. No one getting anywhere. It's ragged and rough out in the middle of the park at the moment. The play not opening up for either side. Celtic quite content to sit and belt them back up and let Rangers come at them, but they're not even getting much beyond the midway line. Smith now of Rangers. And the throw in there taken by Smith. Johansson's head up and breaks for Penman. Penman to Henderson. We haven't really seen Henderson in one of his flashing runs today. There he goes. The left footer over to Smith. Too high and far. And a throw into Rangers on the far side. Slight more urgency coming into Rangers play at the moment. Matheson back to Smith again. Smith's cross in front to Ferguson's head. And Celtic clear there as Bobby Murder breaks it up. Clears up for Chalmers. Chalmers on it now, and he's brought down. Play let go, though. Referee advantage rule applying, and it's clear now with Lennox with him over on the far side. And did, I think, the wrong thing there. He had a chance just to tap it across to Lennox, and in turn for Lennox to tap it home. However, you only get a fraction of a second to make up your mind. Meantime, Smith on the ball. Now to Penman of Rangers. Johnson of Rangers. And he's got the support of two forwards with him, but Clark steps in, breaks up the play. Johnson goes down incidentally. Person goes and puts the shoulder on Clark. I think the referees let that one go. And it's Rangers' turn now as Henderson's on the ball. A raid from Rangers now. Henderson to Person. Person going in, a crossover. Who's there? And in fact, it's McNeil. Really made a corner of it, but no. And Celtic dropping back now to defense in depth just at the moment. And it sends a long flyer up the wing for Chalmers breaking, and with him is Lennox, and behind him for a drop pass is Auld. And Chalmers does it himself. And bingo! It's there. Right into the corner. The same corner that puzzled Norrie Martin all afternoon, even though he had no chance on that one. And away go Rangers now all the time. Murdoch breaking up their attempt. Smith, Rangers, and here now Craig rather. And the ball, play called back by the referee for a foul. Rangers, free kick, Smith taking it. And the Celtic fans now beginning to show their appreciation. A 4-0 lead. Henderson gets one in, but it's over the bar. Free kick for Celtic. And there's been a break-in, a massive break-in down at the Rangers end here. The crowd spilling over onto the track. A real ugly scene down at one end after that fourth goal there from Chalmers. A sea of blue and white scars. The police, there are more police here than you would need for a revolution, in fact. The game temporarily suspended as the crowd spills out onto the perimeter. Fantastic performance from Celtic today, considering that the two international wingers, Johnston and Hughes, have both been absent from their lineup. The just shows the resources that Celtic's manager Jock Steen can command. A foul there against Willie Henderson. A really discouraged looking Willie Henderson. Johansson taking the free kick, giving it to Henderson. To Dave Smith. To Ferguson of Rangers. To Smith again. Murdoch intercepting the ball there for Willie Johnson. All on it now. Smith of Rangers. Gemmell of Celtic. McKinnon, Rangers, clearing. Gemmell, and now Lennox. And Lennox, I think, in the clear, breaking. He's just there. But Gregg, I think, is flagged. No, it's Auld, in fact, who gets in. Auld, and a little tussle between Auld and Gregg. Looks like a punch-up. But not quite as serious as that. Two of them old campaigners. And the game halted, some of them still going on. Callahan with a little, referee Callahan rather, a little pep talk to Bertie Auld. And a throw in to Rangers. Henderson to Penman. And Henman just dropping it out there. Mistake. And it's John Clark of Celtic to Murdoch. Murdoch on the ball now. Long thump up for Chalmers to run. Chalmers gathers. McKinnon, but moving into is Conley, and a throw-in then on the far side as Person knocks it out for Conley to take the throw. I think that's Craig getting his crossover, but it's a little bit wild, and Henderson for Rangers now on the ball. Challenged by Lennox down there. Henderson now, I think Henderson will have one of his runs before this game's over, just to prove his individual brilliance, but he's broken up again. Auld rips it from him, and now it's a chance for Person, and Billy McNeil run for it, and the ball goes out for another free kick to Celtic. Or in fact, yes it is indeed, free kick. Perhaps it's fortunate in this game that the result didn't hang upon a razor-edge decision. One of these things that people accuse the referee of at the last moment, a simple penalty, an ineffectual incident. It's been a clear-cut victory and triumph for the Celtic green today over the Rangers blue. 4-0 the score at the moment. Matheson of Rangers. Smith of Rangers. Matheson on a wrong, but not, this isn't the forward through. The ball's over the line on there. The flags up from the linesman on the far side. And Craig still running strongly and stoutly in defense there. I think going to take it. He's leaving it for Clark. Clark to McNeil, to Gregg. No one there. And in fact, it nearly let in Ferguson. Not quite nippy enough on it. Matheson, McNeil, Chalmers stabs it back down to Lennox. And here's another chance now for Celtic. Moving up now, Wallace trailing him, and there's the ball for Wallace now. And Wallace gets a pass over, breaks again, back to Wallace, and that's what goal. Martin's on it. So there's still some action left in this game. Penman. Henderson, Johansson, no, still Henderson rather, and Smith on the far wing there, and a chance for a run down the wing and a fight over for the ball. Smith, there goes the ball now. Ferguson up, he's not there. Henderson is though, and that's one goal, and the ball very nearly rebounded off Bobby Murdoch there, who I think gave away a corner, yes. Nearly an own goal there from Celtic, and the way things are going today, it's just about the only way the Rangers could put the ball in the net. Henderson taking the corner. It's a short one to Johansson. Matheson got ahead to it there, but Celtic cleared with another corner. And McNeil, I think, cleared the lines. And McNeil or Callahan. to the corner on the far side. Could be taken by, I think, Dave Smith. Could be a short one to Matheson. If it isn't, there's no point in him standing waiting there. And over it comes. Fallon's got a hand on it, and he's there. I think a foul there against Bresson, who leaned on Fallon, brought him down. And the referee spotted it and called it. Well, about 6 minutes left for play. Celtic still leading 4-0. Not counting injury time, of course. And Lennox gets his head to that one, but Matheson pumps one away down there for a scramble for Rangers forwards. Ferguson on it, being hemmed in. Clark sitting on top of him. And here's Henderson now on a chance. Again, trying to beat 2 men at once, and it's Gemmell that clears. Henderson just can't get steam up at all on these runs of his today. Penman on the ball. Ferguson. Ferguson taking the throw in to Penman. Penman gets one in there, nearly for Bresson. Couldn't quite get his foot on it. Another cross. And there's a scoring chance there from Matheson. Let one go. Rebound. Another one from Smith now. And a turn from Johnson. And a nice tip-off from Fallon. Nice save from Fallon there. Just to keep the shutout maintained for the game today. Sinclair. And the ball